to round out the ensemble.
Great. What a great segue to talking about Sean. Because I want to hear a bit about that story, because he was first pegged to be a one-day shoot. Is that right? So can you tell me a bit about how that came about when you first saw him, when you first auditioned?
Well, Sean, a.k.a. Subliminal,
Right.
was cast in the film. We had auditions, and he came into the audition. And I have a thing where, as a director, I have kind of laser eyes. I'll look at what's on the page, but then I'll look to see what the artist really, truly has beneath. Because you want an artist to bring themselves fully to the role. So when he came into the room, you know, I saw something in him, and then we began to do this improv, this crazy improv. Hey, try this, do this, don't do that, do that. I want you to do this, take your shirt off, I want you to try this, okay, you're gonna do this. And he was absolutely brilliant. I was like watching magic, but see, I don't get excited, I just kind of watch, and then the casting people are like, well, this is a different kind of director, because normally people come in and go, hey, my name is Catfish, what are you doing in the cell, man? Thank you. And I'm like going, forget the script, you know, do this, you know, and he was just brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And so then he made me write for the character. He made me create for the character, because then I was like going, oh man, he could be in the cell, he could do this. Oh, he's his corner man. Oh, no, 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 he's gambling too, and he could do, so all this stuff started to come into my brain, and then when we started to shoot the film, what went from one day turned into a character that is throughout the film, that brings comedy to the story, that brings heart to the story. It's reminiscent to me of Richard Pryor and Lady Sings the Blues. I know that's a high order, but it's kind of like when you have somebody that has comedy chops and they know how to do drama too. There's times in the movie where, you know, Subliminal, Sean's character, Catfish, will touch you and make you cry because he's crying for what Sonny Liston's going through. Then there's times that he's really funny because he's in prison commentating on the fighters and he's dogging them out, talking about them like, you know, like the best, you know, comedian in a nightclub, roasting them. So we get all these different textures. So for me, as I create a palette of a movie, you need someone with that comic ability. So, you know, I had no idea of him as a spoken word artist or a musician or what have you. I just saw raw talent and I was like, wow, he has a gift. And now the gift is in the movie. What I would say, as a director, I've pretty much directed, you know, a lot of big name people, from, you know, Eddie Murphy to recently working with Chris Tucker, Eddie Griffin, Beyonce, Angela Bassett. So when I think in terms of Sean and Subliminal as Catfish, he holds his own. And so I can really say that. Somebody else might say, well, Robert Townsend, you know, I've worked with Denzel. I've worked with the biggest boys and girls of all time, Bill Cosby on down. When I see somebody that has the gift can be in the States or the gift can be right here in Toronto, and he has the gift right here in Toronto. It's kind of like, I was the first one to direct Beyonce, and I remember the studios didn't want her for Carmen, the hip hopper that we did. And she was in Destiny's Child. No one had ever seen her act. She had never acted before. And the thing to me was that I said, I think she's got something. She came into the studios in New York, and I made her do an improv, similar to like what, you know, Sean did, you know. And same thing. That's just my technique. I need to see what people are made out of. I had Beyonce rolling around the ground. I had her, you know, crazy, screaming, pulling her hair out, laughing, crying, and she went there. And I said to everybody in the room, I said, she's got it. She's going to be a star. And then they were nervous initially, and then after that they offered her the Fighting Temptations, and then, you know, this movie, the Pink Panther, and then ultimately Dreamgirls, and now she's on her way. But I know when somebody has it, you know what I mean? And sometimes I'm the first soldier that touches the talent. You know, like Damon Wayans, his first time was with me in Hollywood Shuffle, had 3 lines, follow the empty activator bottles to Jerry Curl's crib. But when people have it, they have it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, with Subliminal, AKA Sean, AKA Catfish, for those of you that use your loonies and toonies to come and see the movie, you'll see an incredible performance.